Hello, Robstar-Z here with a brand new video, and today I wanted to do something different. I wanted to show a team report of the team I used in the Mouse Store weekly tournament. Well, I didn't place first, but I placed 4th actually. But I still wanted to try and share this team with you guys. I will make a rental team once I got the shiny Porygon. I am currently shiny hunting a Porygon with 0 attack, 0 speed. So why am I making this video? I'm making this video to show that Porygon2 is actually a pretty good Pokemon. You already might know that. But I just wanted to share the team with you guys, because as you can see here, I placed 4th in the Mouse Store Weekly. It was 703. It was an 80 plus tournament, yeah, 81 participants, and I placed 4th with this team. And this very fun team. I love the team. So first about we're gonna showcase Porygon2. I have a Porygon2. I have played so much with him. In Regulation F, well, I haven't played that much Regulation F, but when I play with Regulation F, I always play with Porygon2. Because Porygon-Z is my favorite Pokemon, and Porygon2 is one of my favorite Pokemons as well. So, when you have a favorite Pokemon, you might as well play with it, right? To begin with. I don't know if he stays on my team, but for now, he's really good. So, what you have 252 attack HP, you have 140 defense, and that's basically for Urshifu shenanigans. You can also do this, like 130 special defense. That's also really solid, because it allows you to take more hits from like Raging Bolt and Fritter Main. But I just tend to do defense, because if you can also do this or something, but then you have to invest in attack, and I don't like that. You always have 4 HP, because I have minus speed nature and 0 FP speed. But you have special attack investment, and this allows you to hit even harder with Ice Beam and Thunderbolt. I hit the first bump, like this is the first bump. Yeah, that's really good, because download, I think it has 231 special attack, and then you will just one-shot Urshifu's with that. You will just one-shot landorus-incarnate. You will also do that with 134 special attack. But that's a really good Pokemon to use. What it allows you to do, you have Recover. What it allows you to do, where you have Incineroar. Porygon2, you wanna always pair it off with Incineroar actually, most of the time. What it allows you to do is Fake Out and set up Trick Room. Trick Room is like a really good meta call right now, because Tailwind is literally everywhere. You see Tornadoes, but also Radios is picking up in usage. Radios also has Tailwind. As you can see, it goes Tailwind, but it has a ridiculously high special speed stat, 110 speed, and tends to win like timid nature, and then like 170 speed. But Trick Room is then a really good way to play around it. You have also Fake Out for the taunt shenanigans. The only problem is Amoonguss. And for Amoonguss you have Ogerpon Wellspring with Follow Me. In Trick Room you can basically follow me the whole time to set up so much pressure for the Amoonguss. He has to either swap out, or he must go for Pollen Puff into the Ogerpon Wellspring. They usually do a Pollen Puff into the Ogerpon Wellspring. But then you can just freely Ice Beam it with Porygon2. And that will do a lot of damage with 231 attack, special attack. That will do a lot of damage. And you have also Incineroar. You can also knock off Parting Shot yeah, with the Ogerpon Wellspring. But why do you want to go in Trick Room? Well, Trick Room allows you to sweep with Assault Vest, King Ambit. And King Ambit, Assault Vest is really good right now. The usual sets run Low Kick right now, but I tend to use Terra Blast Flying. And why is that? Well, Flying in general is just a really good offensive type. It allows you to hit Urshifu's, and it allows you to hit Ogerpons and Amoongusses. That is just really solid. I don't know if I'm keeping this, to be honest, but it's really solid, because the usual set is like, let me make one real quick. Then you have King Ambit, and usually they run like Kowtow Cleave, Sucker Punch, Sword Stance, and Protect, and then Black Glasses, Terra Dark, oh, not Black Belt, Black Glasses, Terra Dark, and then just like this something like this element. Yeah, and this hits like a truck. They usually run this. I tend to run Assault Vest. Assault Vest is picking up a usage, like I said. But usually they don't run like Terra Blast, they run like Low Kick. for the older King Ambits, because that will one-hit KO all the King Ambits for the mirror. I just doing Terra Blast on this team. And we have 252 HP, that is just for the insane build. We have the first bump in attack, so like this is the first bump. No, it's the second bump in attack. Yes, it's the second bump. Because with Defiant, you don't need really Sword Stance in this. I believe you don't need really Sword Stance in this recreation, because there's so many. You have Incineroar, you have Landorus-Therian, who has lower in usage. Well, you have Incineroar as Intimidate user, and Incineroar is the number 2 Pokemon right now in the format. And you see it everywhere. So we put a lot of pressure with King Ambit if they wanna start with Incineroar, because if they start with Incineroar, you get that +1 attack definitely, and you definitely want that. What else? You have like Landorus-Therian. Landorus-Therian is also a mon that is really good, and is also Intimidate. And that is basically most of the teams who have, most of the Pokemon who have Intimidate. You have also Gyarados, but and Arcanine Hisuian. Arcanine Hisuian really fell off. So yeah, this is basically a good Pokemon. It allows you also to use a Steel type move as a Sword Vest instead of Protect. And that is basically for the Frutamains. Frutamains is really weak. It allows you to like switch out, or maybe if you're +1, you can even retaliate with Kowtow Cleave, because I really think that will 1-hit KO. Let me call that. So this is the you guaranteed 1-hit KO with Iron Man. that is pretty obvious. But then you have Kowtow Cleave, and with +1, it is a 50% chance to 1-hit KO. So you can try and go for the direct for Kowtow Cleave. You might actually invest even more in attack with that, but then what will be 252? Yeah, 252 will definitely KO, but then you don't have that extra bulk, so you might as well go for the 50% chance. If they want to swap out, otherwise you must go for Iron Head, of course. But it just depends on the situation. I tend to, if it can 1-hit KO, I tend to just go for Kowtow Cleave and then take the attack and go for Sucker Punch next, or another Kowtow Cleave, because I wanna stay safe for the switch out. They can switch out to a Pokemon that is like weak to Iron Head, and then you hit like really hard Kowtow Cleave. So that's basically it. Terra Flying also allows you to like resist the close combats and the fighting moves you have against you. It's actually a really good Terra type, because Iron Hands is also around. Yeah, it is still around. It is the usage. It will pick up. It will come back. I believe in it. But for now, his usage isn't that high. Because that will mean that Wild Charge will do a lot of damage on this thing. Moving on, we have Ogerpon Wellspring. Ogerpon Wellspring, we talked about it. It's a really good counter for Amoonguss, but it's just a good water and grass attacker in general. We have this spreads, these spreads. 72, this is also the first bump. We don't need a lot of attack in here. We also are slow, as you can see. We have lots of bulk. Why do we have a slow? Well, a slow allows you to outspeed all the Ogerpons, etc. in Trick Room. Also allows you to outspeed Landoruses in Trick Room. It also allows you to outspeed Frutamains in Trick Room, etc. That's just really nice, I think. It's also still fast. It is like not... It outspeeds what it needs to outspeed in Trick Room, and it outspeeds what it needs to outspeed outside of Trick Room. I think that's really cool. You can also run a lot of speed, so then it outspeeds everything, but then you don't have a lot of bulk. And I think with a lot of bulk, this monster survives so much more. And I think that's just really nice. You have also Horn Leech instead of Root Hammer for the extra. I tend to run Root Hammer in Regulation E, just for the extra damage, but I want to try a Horn Leech, because Rillaboom is so much around, and you can get the advantage of the grassy terrain with that Horn Leech boost, and then you get a lot of health back. It's actually 50% health what you get back. So that's, I faced a lot of Sword Stances also, Sword Stance Ogerpon. That was also a really good set, Sword Stance. And what allows you to do, it hits really hard. You have Incineroar. Incineroar for the fake out, Parting Shot, Knockoff, Fair Bridge, you know the support set. And then you have set up sword stance, and then it's basically over. You can horn reach, I could show you way through, it will one and KO, it hits like a truck. I tend to do follow me. As you can see, I don't have any attack investment. And why? That's just because Incineroar, this is my first time using Incineroar. I haven't played Gen 7, I haven't played Gen 8, this is my first gen. I played VGC, and it's almost a year now that I've become playing VGC. But I thought, what to do with this thing with this space? Well, I haven't watched any videos about it. But maybe it is just so bulky, I might not invest anything in bulk. But you might invest also in attack, so like 64 and then kind of this. No, you want a 250 to HP, and then and then this is also good. I think this is also a really good spread. Because this allows you to hit it even harder. For investment in speed, to speed tie or outspeed other Incineroars, I think most run for V speed, so then you don't get outspeed anyway. I think this is also solid, but like if you want to hit things like Among Us really harder. This was just a test run with this tour, so I don't mind, but I did actually really well. It was actually my best result so far. Then we have, of course, Landorus-I. Landorus-I is so good right now. It just hits so much. It hits the Rigaboom, it hits the Incineroar, it hits Terra Fairy Flirtamain, it hits Urshifu Rapid Strike. I think it wanted KOs it even with some investment. Let me actually count that. Yeah, as you can see, it wanted KOs it without any bulk. But if it has the slightest bulk, a special defense, it is not a guaranteed one KO. But you get the point. This thing is also really good against Raging Bolt. Raging Bolt is the new meta. It is a really good Pokemon, and it is also super effective against that because you force the Terra, so they gonna Terra anyway. And what Terra do they run usually? Let's see. And usually they run Terra Grass, they run Terra Water, they run Terra Fairy, they run mostly like key defense terms, but they also run Terra Electric. And if the Terra Electric, they cannot do anything about it. But I see the Calm Mind set, of course. Calm Mind, Dragon Meteor, Protect, Volt Switch even. Whoa. But they usually run Thunderclap, Protect, Calm Mind, and Dragon Pulse. With leftovers of boost energy. I see Assault Vest a lot also. You see 20% Assault Vest, that's also a lot. With Thunderclap, Thunderbolt, Dragon Meteor, and Volt Switch or Dragon Pulse. So you also hit that Rigaboom. You also hit King Ambits. King Ambits also, it's just so good overall. You also hit Entase, man. This thing is so good at the moment because it allows you to hit so much things. It's just also good typing, ground flying. You are 4 times weak to ice though, so everything that is ice will one-shot you. But then you can get the Terra Poison and hits the Sludge Bomb even harder, and that's just so much good for coverage. You also have that Substitute, and Substitute is usually when you go inside of Trick Room. Well, with this team, if you go if you have an opponent who has Trick Room, you usually do Incineroar, King Ambit. But also you can have Landorus and then set up Substitute, and then you can actually tank and hit, and then just attack inside of Trick Room. It's just amazing. Usually they run Taunt. I saw Boris Ham run Taunt in Rio. I also made a video about that. But that was Recreation E. In Recreation F they tend to run Substitute. So they can take actually an extra hit. And it's just amazing. You also have Flirtamain. I have Pixie Plate Flirtamain without any speed investment. Well, this is... I tried this set, but I might change it. But Pixie Plate is actually a really good item because it allows you to hit Desingir and Moonblast even harder. But what Boost Energy can do, it boosts your special attack 1.3 times because it's the highest stat. But instead, when you switch out, when you want to do with this team a lot, you want a lot to switch out. This is a bit of semi-room. So when you switch out, you will lose that boost energy. So or you go Pixie Plate, or you go actually Specs. But then I will use different spreads. I won't use this much special attack like. Bit less in bulk, like this. I still like a fuck with 36 special attack. But that's not the case. I tried this. Yep. So you tend to have a much bulk to survive things. And this thing is just so good at the moment. It's the #1 Pokemon. You see it on every team of Frittermane. Boost the energy, choice specs, not PUBG Berry. Pixie Plate. So you have Life Orb. So this is actually the team. It allows you to have a Trick Room option. It allows you to have a fast option. Like what you're gonna do, you have the combos of Landorus and Frittermane. You have the combo of Landorus and Incineroar, Landorus and King Ambit, Landorus and Incineroar and Frittermane. You have so much type combination. You have so many combinations. Porygon2 is also a really good Pokemon. Just in general, very good Trick Room setter. You also tend to see it with an Araquanid. Araquanid is also a good Pokemon with it. You also tend to see it with Primarina. Primarina is also a very good Pokemon to pair it up with Porygon2. So I will leave this paste below. It's not like I won the tour, but I really want to showcase like how I did it and what team I run. Because this was an 80+ tour, I don't think it's really that bad to end 4th. Actually, it's pretty good. Now we have some offensive sides of the team. We're gonna cover some weaknesses. So what is a weakness of Porygon2? It's definitely knockoff, man. Knockoff is definitely one of the worst case scenarios, because then you tend to lose all... Well, you still have a lot of bulk then, but just not that bulk you want with Eviolite. It's not that very easy to knock out, but it just allows you to not have that extra bulk in Porygon2. Urshifu is a big problem. Urshifu with close combat hits really hard. Also, Tornadus with Taunt is also a problem for this team, because it has usually then Covered Cloak. You can fake out what you want, the program can set up Trick Room, and then you have an Tailwind up against you and you can set up Trick Room, because yes, you have... So what you do then is you try, and you can still put Porygon2 in, just not in front. They tend to set up Tailwind anyway then, so you just have to rely on your bulky Pokemon. For example, if you lead with Porygon2 and Incineroar, and they lead with Tornadus and Urshifu, you tend to just Thunderbolt the Urshifu and then switch in with Ogerpon for the Incineroar. Or you can just fake out the Urshifu, get that Thunderbolt off if you can, because they really go for Taunt turn 1, I think. If they don't have Covered Cloak, they have Terra Ghost, so then you force the Terra. That's also really good on Tornadus. So then they don't have any defensive Terras. But what you tend to do then is just start with Porygon2 and Incineroar, and if they have Tornadus Urshifu, for example, you start attacking with Porygon2 if they have special attack boost, and then you swap out like Incineroar to Ogerpon Wellspring. Then you can have that Thunderbolt off of that Urshifu, and then you have an attack with Resist. Or they're gonna do... You can also do swap out and do Terra Ghost actually, so the close combat don't even hit, and you have that safe swap. But also they can have close combat then, and Bleak White Storm, but you always survive from Bleak White Storm. Then you can just, if the Urshifu is down, then you can just bring in King Ambit. They don't have close combat anymore, and you might swap in for the speed drop, because yes, then the Defiant activates, and then it's basically Jovi for the opponent. Alright, what also is a problem is if they have themselves a semi-room, because if they have semi-room, they have a fast modus and they have a trick room modus. Just like this, you have fast modus with Landorus and Frittermane, and have a trick room modus with Porygon2, Incineroar and King Ambit. But if they have that as well, they can bring out, for example, Amoonguss and Iron Hands. And they have Fritter in the front. When you set up Trick Room, they're just gonna swap out to Amoonguss and Iron Hands, and then you're basically slower. Now you have to predict who's going to Spore. Is it going into Porygon2? Is it going to Incineroar? And you have to swap out to Ogerpon, and then you can basically follow me with Ogerpon the whole game. Because yes, then you can follow me the whole game till Trick Room is installed. And guess what? They have faster Pokemon in the back, and you are so screwed. That's really a downside of the team. If you play against all the semi-room, when you play against all the semi-room, I just do Landorus and Frittermane with the hyper offense, and just King Ambit and Ogerpon in the back, or Incineroar. I usually never take Porygon2 then. But if I see Landorus I take him. When they position also Landorus I right, they can have really big problems with the team, because I saw some teams with like let me do this, tornadoes with rain dance, tailwind. That's basically what you need to have. And then guess what, Landorus, and then sheer force, life orb, senses storm. Yep, that is a thing also. Senses storm is really good. 80 accuracy though. But it can miss in rain. So you have that sheer for boosted life orb, senses storm to have your opponents. Landorus is also really good mon, but also really good mon against this team. It has Sludge Bomb. That is super effective against Ogerpon. It has Earth Power, super effective against King Ambit and Incineroar. And you have Sludge Bomb also for Terra Fairy. Main. So that will definitely knock out all your Pokemon. You have to play around that. I usually take Porygon2 with Ice Beam before that. They're gonna force the Terra, and then I can just retaliate with my own Earth Power to them. I also struggle a lot with this team with Amoonguss and Iron Hands. Like I said, you have Semaroom. Semaroom is a big no-no for Porygon2, because you can have that Spore, you can have that Iron Hands. Like this game. I played this game where this was the top 4 match, and he has an interesting team. Iron Moth and Excalibur. I actually lost this one, but they have Clear Amulet, Ice Short, Sword Stance, and I just Terra Fairy anyway. I switch out to, and then they can have Iron Moth. So I didn't go actually for Semaroom, because I knew they have Iron Hands and Amoonguss in the back, and I don't want that. So but now they're gonna Sword Stance, and it's basically over. I can Ivy Cutshell a crit, but yes, a Grave Rush, you see that will knock out, and there I basically lose the game. And in the last game I tried to play Semaroom, but then I get screwed over by Amoonguss and Urshifu, Amoonguss and Iron Hands. So yeah, that's just that's my top 4 match. That's basically why you don't bring them. I should have played this a little bit different. But yes, it's really good. Excalibur is also really good with Sword Stance and Key Amulet. I actually lost to also Choice Scarf. It was really interesting. He lost in the finals, but he made it to the finals. It's really good. Also, you have Intimidate users. Intimidate users don't really affect this team. Only the Ogerpon Wellspring, actually. And the King Ambit, it doesn't affect the King Ambit. Doesn't affect Porygon. Doesn't affect Landorus. Yes. You're also really good against Side Spam, to be honest. Because you have the Dark type here and there. But yes, they're also gonna, with Expanding Force, yes, it's just a nice to have King Ambit and Incineroar on your team. But you really want also for Side Spam Rillaboom. Rillaboom is also a good mon, a really good mon actually. But priority moves are also a thing. Of course, you saw that Ice Shard. Ice Shard will definitely knock out again. There was without Terra. So you must keep in mind of that. You have also Grassy Glide. Well, you have so much bulk, so a Grassy Glide with Miracle Seed will knock out. But Incineroar, Rillaboom is also a really good threat to this team, because it can just U-turn itself out and fake out. Fake out is also a good way to stall a Trick Room. Yes, so that was the team. I hope you liked it, and if you want to see more, then make sure to subscribe, and I will make more then. There was a fun video to do actually. It was something different than a VGC battle video. I love Porygon2. It is such an amazing mon, but these are the spreads I need to. This is the team I will share with you guys. This is the team I will share with you guys, and I will definitely make different teams. But I just want to try Porygon2 out. So thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, then leave a like up, and yeah, I see you in the next one. Bye bye.